he is, Mr. Tate. He can tell you his name. Hey, Boo.
Miss Jean Louise, Mr. Arthur Radley. I believe he already knows you.
I found out about this Captain McCluskey who broke Mike's jaw.
What about him?
Now, he's definitely on Sollozzo's payroll and for big money. See? Now, McCluskey has agreed to be the Turk's bodyguard. What you have to understand, Sonny, is that while Sollozzo is being guarded like this, he is invulnerable. Now, nobody has ever gunned down a New York police captain, never. It would be disastrous. All the 5 families would come after you, Sonny. The Corleone family would be outcast. Even the old man's political protection would run for cover. So do me a favor. Take this into consideration.
Just a dumb kid, huh? Don't kill him. Right. Hub McCann. I fought in 2 world wars and countless smaller ones on 3 continents. I led thousands of men into battle with everything from horses and swords to artillery and tanks. I've seen the headwaters of the Nile and tribes of natives no white man had ever seen before. I've won and lost a dozen fortunes, killed many men, and loved only one woman with a passion a flea like you could never begin to understand. That's who I am.
Okay, we're all set.
Hey! The picture's all fuzzy. You get me some sort of cheapo satellite?
Oh, it's not a cheapo satellite. I just gotta adjust it. How about now?
No, it's worse. It's still crap. I don't even want a fancy satellite. I don't want any kind of satellite.
It's not a satellite, genius. It's a satellite dish. Hold the damn thing.
Whatever you're doing, stop it right now!
Somebody big just died. Legendary actor Robert Duvall is dead at 95 years old. And my friend Mike North is here to help eulogize him. Mike, how you doing, my friend?
Feeling good, Joe. Can't complain. Good to see you. But another day, another death. I mean, we've lost some great ones this year. 2 tough acting losses. That as soon as I heard that Robert Duvall died, I go, man, we did Gene Hackman too. And they were both around the same age. I mean, so 2 giants. And then, then I find out today my friend Jesse Jackson died. Yeah. He'll be eulogized on Somebody Big Just Died Friday at 7:30, right, along with honorable mention Doug Moe, former Denver Nuggets coach, who led their franchise, still does, I think, in most wins, was the first of, I mean, they think the NBA runs now. They should have seen it back then. But today is, it was sad, but it wasn't, because he lived a full life.
Sure did.
He didn't have any children, and he was married 4 times, which is very unusual. You hear people that I don't have children, me and Bibi, but we've been married to each other our whole time. You figure if you're gonna move around a little bit, I guess that's what you call divorce, move around, then you're gonna have a kid along the way. But that never happened. He was born Robert Selden Duvall, and we'll get to him in just a minute. But first, we got to take care of our sponsors, the great Cumberland Chapels, ladies and gentlemen, right there at 8300 West Lawrence in Norridge, Illinois. CumberlandChapels.com, the Lupos, the Martinos, they're here to take good care of you, serving families with dignity and grace. You come in, you feel comfortable. They've been doing this for decades. They know how to make people feel. There are the recent testimonials. You can go to their page and check those out. As far as everything else goes, at CumberlandChapels.com. Great people, great sponsor. It takes up almost a whole city block. Plenty of space. There's no waiting around. They have multiple chapels going at the same time. Great place, and they take good care of you. At Cumberland Chapels, 8300 West Lawrence Avenue in Norridge. Check them out at CumberlandChapels.com. And we got the great folks in Tino And Tony, my buddy Tony Antonacci, the proprietor, his dad Tino, working during the day there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. That's right. Pennyville Station with the expensive a taste of what? Nothing. You have happy hour for 3-hour happy hour from 2 to 5. You'll see the outdoors will be up again pretty damn soon. There's Jesse Rogers, and there is Tony right there with me. 112 Main Street, Park Ridge, Illinois. Couples, singles, what have you. Happy hour every day from 2 until 5. That's better than the 1 hour that you used to get. Valid in-house only, $2.50. Blue Point oysters on the half shell, served with cocktail sauce and raw horseradish. As usual, you cannot take out this stuff. They have truffle fries, pork veggie popsicles, kapow! Cauliflower. The filet sliders are to kill for. Tito's frozen lemonade, $8. Yingling.
Yingling.
Yeah, Yingling. Just tremendous place. You can have a wedding rehearsal dinners there. You can have all sorts of stuff that you can see there. You got after funeral services, singles, married, whatever. You got it there. A lot of good stuff to go on. He was born Robert Selden Duvall, January 5th in San Diego. He died February 15th, where he lived in Middleburg, Virginia. I never caught him as he had plenty of work as a Hollywood type of guy. He was a very conservative type of man. Loved his country. That's how Robert Irsay usually looks. But that was for a role. He was in so many great movies. And the beautiful thing about this, his first role was Arthur Boo Radley in the 1962 movie To Kill a Mockingbird, which is a great one.
Yeah. Then
he was in MASH. And then he had the fortune of working with John Wayne in True Grit. Great actor. I loved him as Tom Hagen in The Godfather. Oh, yeah. And then he branched out. Okay. His political views variously described as libertarian or conservative. He was married to Barbara Benjamin from 64 until they divorced in 75. Then he was married to Gail Youngs from 82 to 85. Then to Sharon Brophy from 91 to 96. And then he was married to Argentine actress Luciana Pedraza from 2005 until 2025. So he settled down. They had no kids. He died in Middleburg, Virginia. Now, you have no kids, very little to talk about as far as his private life. He kept his private life private, but yet he did a lot of interviews, which I watched some on social media today. Al Pacino with some condolences. A lot of the people that he worked for, he had condolences. This was his very first movie, and he worked his way up from like a fourth or fifth guy all the way eventually into a lead role. We're going to go over some of his movies here because that's what it's all about with him. When you talk about Robert Duvall, you got to talk about his movies, and that's what it's all about. The beautiful thing about it is that he didn't get typecast. You think he would have been typecast, but none of these guys from The Godfather really did. Okay? I got his movies here to start out with. To Kill a Mockingbird, tremendous as Boo Radley. Then he was in Captain Newman, MD, Captain Phil Cabot, Winston. Then he gets lucky and gets in Bullet as Weisberg. Then this big break, True Grit with Ned Pepper. So he was starting to move up. He was in a John Wayne movie now. And in 1969, if you were in a John Wayne movie, see this movie, Secondhand Lions? I don't know if you've seen it, Joe. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen and one of the best
great movie
he ever made. And there's a couple movies I haven't seen. One that I haven't seen for a long time, also with Sandra Bullock and Richard Harris, called Wrestling Ernest Hemingway, which it was Sandra Bullock's first big star role. And just absolutely outstanding. And there wasn't a whole lot of stuff out there on that. Now, he was in MASH. He was in The Godfather as Tom Hagen, which is his signature role. I don't care what else he's done. The Great Northfield, Minnesota Raid, he played Jesse James. That was in 72. Joe Kidd in 72, along with Clint Eastwood. But he was making 3, 4, 5 movies a year at that point. The Conversation, that went uncredited. But that was in the movie. That was a movie with, of course, dead Gene Hackman. The Godfather Part 2, 1974. Breakout in 1975. Network is Frank Hackett, ladies and gentlemen. He plays the boss of Faye Dunaway, plays boss of William Holden. Absolutely riveting. Everything that he touched. I have this thing I tell B. Whenever I see an actor I like that I know is going to be in a movie, he'll come step. I'll go, the movie just came up. That's how Robert Duvall was. The Eagle has landed. The Greatest. He played Billy McDonald about Muhammad Ali. Apocalypse Now. Yes. Billy Kilgore. Great movie. One of his signature roles. There he is in Tender Mercies, which he won the Academy Award for. I could have thought of 3 or 4 movies. I like Tender Mercies. This movie here in 2003, if you haven't seen Secondhand Lines, The Judge, he was the oldest guy ever voted or ever nominated for an acting award at the Oscars as the judge with Robert Downey Jr. The Great Santini. A lot of kids can identify with that. He had an overbearing father who was a Marine Corps guy, a disciplinarian. There he is with Reese Witherspoon in 4 Christmases, which we'll get to. But he didn't allow himself to get cast into one little role, I guess, genre. He moved around from comedy to drama. He did movies on the cheap. He did expensive movies. If there was he was a professional actor. That's what he was. I'm looking at he didn't have any hobbies. He didn't do it.
He worked.
He worked. That was his big deal here. True Confessions in 1981. Tender Mercies, he plays Max Sledge. He was also a co-producer, and he got that in 1983, of which he won his Academy Award. Then he plays Max Mercy. And I'm skipping some movies here because, man,
there's a lot.
There's a ton. And then I got to do some of his TV work that he did before he got into the movies. The Natural, he played Max Mercy, who, is, which, and in fact, he caught in The Natural Joe Don Baker's batting. He's like Babe Ruth, if you remember the picture. They're on the side of a railroad yard, and he's throwing. So that was great. Colors with Sean Penn. I'm not a Sean Penn fan, but he played a guy named Bob Hodges, an officer, about the gangs in L.A. in 96 and 97. Days of Thunder, where he played Harry Hoagie with Tom Cruise. Ramblin' Rose, he played Convicts. Falling Down with Michael Douglas, 1992. Here it is, Wrestling Ernest Hemingway, 1993. If you folks get a chance to ever see it, they don't play it on TV a whole lot. It is an excellent, excellent movie. The Paper, out of his mind in this, stole the movie as Bernie White. Let's see what else we got. Sling Blade. I didn't see that. Carl's father. He played in The Apostle. Let's see what else we got here. Secondhand Lions, 2003 with Michael Caine.
Great flick, man.
As good as it gets. Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. Secondhand Lions.
Both Godfathers.
Yeah. The Godfathers, though, are known. Everybody's seen them.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about movies that people haven't seen.
Under the radar.
A lot of people haven't seen The Paper. A lot of people haven't seen The Judge with Robert Downey in him, where Downey plays the attorney son to a very staid and disciplinarian judge who gets himself into some trouble. 4 Christmases. This is his range in 2008. He has a great role in that.
So good.
Vince Vaughn is hilarious. Jon Favreau's hilarious. No doubt about it. Dwight Yoakam's in it. I'm trying to think who else is in it. But great flick. Outstanding.
Reese Witherspoon, yeah.
Reese Witherspoon was beautiful. She's a little miscast. She's like 4'1", and Vince Vaughn looked like the Jolly Green Giant standing next to him. A Night in Old Mexico. I just saw this in 2014. A Night in Old Mexico, and he made The Judge the same year, and he was like 84 years old in both of them. And in
That's crazy.
A Night in Old Mexico, if you folks haven't seen it, pretty rough movie. And here's an 84-year-old guy fighting people in this movie. So he did whatever he had to do as a professional actor to get it done. Then he did TV, folks. Now he started way back in 1959. But he was on these shows I all saw. 1960 with E.G. Marshall, The Defenders. Okay. Route 66 in 1961. These were shows that were on TV once a week for 9 months. Marty Milner, along with him. Naked City, another great. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. The Untouchables with Robert Stack in 1962. The Virginian. Stony Burke. Arrest and Trial, all in 63. All TV shows when TV was loaded. The Fugitive with David Jansen in 1963. The Outer Limits in 1964. People go, boy, this guy's an overnight success. No, look what he had to do to even get into the movies.
Grinding, man.
This is what prepared guys to get, and without all this work, and that's what a lot of them miss today. That's why there's not a whole lot of great actors. That's why we mourn the guys like Duvall. We mourn the guys like Gene Hackman, even Vanderbeek. These guys all had to work their way up, and we've lost some big actors of late. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, one of the greats, 1965. Combat, which used to be seen 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday with Vic Morrow. And they got the episodes, season 3, episode 12, The FBI with Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. Yeah, I watched a lot of TV, folks. That was in 1965. Bob Hope Presents, the Chrysler Theater. Felony Squad, great. The Cat, outstanding. Time Tunnel with James Darren. The Judd for the Defense, Run for Your Life with Ben Gazzara, 1968. The Mod Squad with Peggy Lipton. And
I got a picture of him. I got a picture of him from the Twilight Zone too, Mike.
See the Twilight. There he is. He had a head of hair on him still. Wore a toupee. You wore a toupee. Saturday Night Live. He hosted in 1998. He narrated some stuff. Hemingway and Gellhorn, which was he played a Russian general. Wait Until Dark. I mean, my God, this guy busted his tush and had a great life.
It's no wonder he didn't have kids, Mike. He had no time.
Yeah, he did. And Al Pacino is going to miss him. And I read up on the story today about him. And Godfather 3 is crap to me. It was Godfather 1,
agree.
Godfather 2. Well, I saw an interview with Duvall that I played today. And I had also put on Twitter, and folks, check us out, Joe Mandel, or North to North, NORTH, number 2, NORTH. Pacino, I don't know what got into Coppola, but Duvall was offered $1 million to make Godfather 3. $1 million. Now, you're saying that's a lot of money. Pacino was owed $5 million. Okay? You're right, buddy. $5 million. So wait a minute. You're only offered 20% of what Pacino was, and he was as important to me in The Godfather. Not as important as Al Pacino, but he was part of the ensemble. Diane Keaton was back in Godfather 3. Al Pacino was back, but they didn't bring this guy back. He said, give me half of what he's making. Show me some respect. And I've been in this situation where people try to lowball you. And I just walked, period. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. You're not cutting my salary in half. And they cut his salary 80% from what Pacino was making. And all he said is, well, give me $2.5 million, but don't disrespect me. Well, Coppola, at the time, they got in a discussion. He said, well, you're just doing this for the money. Why would you have waited, 16, 17, 18 years to make Godfather 3? You made Godfather 1 in 72. You made Godfather 2 in 74. I remember. It was wild. Yeah. And then you wait all that time, and then you're only offering him $1 million, and you're offering Pacino 5. So then you get George Hamilton, and it didn't work out. That was all. That's all on Coppola. That's 100%. You can't be that stupid. You cost yourself a lot of money trying to save money. But I really liked him as a comedian. If I had to name my top 5 movies of Robert Duvall, I'm going to automatically put, I liked Robert Duvall in both Godfather 1 and Godfather 2.
Same.
I liked Robert Duvall in the one we just talked about, the Young Lions.
Secondhand Lions.
Secondhand Lions. I liked him in The Great Santini. Have you ever seen that one, Joe?
Yes. Great movie.
It's a vicious movie. And I liked him in 4 Christmases. I really did.
It's a classic Christmas movie, Mike. I don't think it's appreciated enough.
No. Well, they're coming out with new ones every year now and doing stuff like that. He was an American actor, director, and producer. Had an extensive career in film.
Talk about a career.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt about it. I just went through his acting credits. It's some of the most impressive movies you'll ever want to see that I just named off. I mean, to say you were in The Godfather 1 and 2, to say you were in To Kill a Mockingbird alone, those 2 movies alone are as good as it gets. He had notable roles in Open Range is a great movie. Now, he did Lonesome Dove, which is his favorite role of all time. Plays the old Texas Ranger, okay? But in my opinion, with Kevin Costner and Annette Bening in Open Range, that was as good as it gets too. So he did Westerns, he did drama, he did comedy, he did it all. And he got his money's worth. And like I said, he was also a tango dancer. He specialized in doing the tango. That's where Wrestling Ernest Hemingway comes from. It's about 2 guys, and he ends up taking up the tango. And he was a prolific calypso dancer. There he is, Lonesome Dove. That's with Tommy Lee Jones there behind him. That's his favorite role. Let me see what was his name in that role. I want to see here in a minute here. Oh man, come on, Mike, find it for me. I can't find his name. I forgot what it was. Joe, look up Lonesome Dove and what his name was in that one. Wait, I could find it right down here. I think. I just
let's see. He played. Second.
What was Robert Duvall's role in Lonesome Dove?
Lonesome Dove features
Augustus.
43 major characters. Here are the first.
He played Augustus Gus McRae, and that he says is his favorite role. I happen to like Open Range better. I thought that was fantastic. Lonesome Dove's great too. Was when they had the miniseries going and stuff like that. But Robert Duvall, I mean, he leaves no children behind. He leaves his wife behind, and that's it. You know what? It came all of a sudden. I didn't even know he was sick. I didn't hear anything. They didn't tell you a whole lot.
95, man. Who knows? Probably just natural causes at that point.
Natural causes, baby. So, you know what? You got to love it. And, that's why we do this show. I mean, sometimes you get a guy like Vanderbeek who makes a big impact on somebody who only did very little stuff because he still was only 48. I mean, think about this. I mean,
sad.
Think about this. Robert Duvall lived twice as long at 90. At
Literally.
95. I mean, seriously, when you stop and think about it, life isn't fair sometimes. That's just the way it is. But like I told you, we're going to have Jesse Jackson next Friday.
This upcoming Friday.
Yeah, wake up. Jesse Jackson Friday, and we're going to have Doug Moe also that is with the Denver Nuggets. So looking forward to that. We want to thank Pennyville Station. We want to thank, of course, the great people at Cumberland Chapels. Outstanding. Want to thank my buddy Joe who puts this all together. Want to thank all you folks for tuning in. Just his whole life. There's nothing about he liked to go fishing, liked to go hunting, liked ping pong. You know, he liked to make movies and entertain people. And I think Tom Hagen is what made him, but he built on Tom Hagen. He never got typecast. And it was a good in a way. Maybe he sat out Godfather 3 and maybe taught some people a lesson. In fact, it probably showed. There's Andy Garcia before he got Andy Garcia and our guy. Look at, I didn't like the butch cut by Patino.
Me either.
I didn't like it. I thought he should have kept it the way it was, kept it longer, combed it and stuff like that. Diane Keaton was great too, but once again, they miss Robert Duvall. So on behalf of Cumberland Chapels, on behalf of Joe Mandel, on behalf of Pennyville Station, go check them out, folks. You can't miss it. Believe me when I tell you this, the food's outstanding. Want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a great one, and we'll see you Friday night at 7:30 for Jesse Jackson and Doug Moe.